Hey guys, how's it going? So, Congress just passed a new law in the real estate space that no one is really talking about, but it's already impacting the market, and more specifically, the Inland Empire. The law is called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act. Republican Tim Scott and Democrat Elizabeth Warren co sponsored it, and it passed 358 to 32. Then, President Trump just sat on it, meaning he didn't sign it, but he didn't veto it either, and if a president doesn't act within 10 days, it becomes law anyway. And that happened on July 11th. So, this new law basically states that any large investor that owns 350 single family homes or more can't buy more units starting January 7th. But this doesn't apply to smaller investment companies or individuals like myself who own just a handful of local properties. Now, this may not seem like a big deal, but the top three largest investment groups that would be affected by this new law own approximately 7,000 homes across the IE. I know it's not a ton of properties in comparison to all of Riverside and San Bernardino counties. But stick with me on this for a minute. These large investor companies aren't waiting until January to start offloading their extra inventory. They've already started. Since February, the number of homes listed for sale by these large investors has more than doubled nationally. And net selling, meaning selling more than they're buying, has jumped over 400% in just Q2 of this year. Let that sink in. So, what does this mean for you? If you're a homeowner thinking about selling, it means more homes hitting the market and potentially more competition. It could mean longer days on market, lower offers, and more buyer concessions. Plus, it pushes us even further into a buyer's market than we've already shifted into. But here's something else to consider. These are rental homes. They've had tenants in them. They're not in the same condition as most owner-occupied homes. But remember, buyers come in different packages. Some are looking for move-in ready turnkey homes that don't require much work, while others need more affordable options. With prices and rates where they are, these entry-level homes can be the difference of whether a first-time buyer qualifies or not. And that's a large portion of active buyers, so you may or may not be in direct competition with these properties, but a flooded market is always going to make it more difficult to be seen. Now, if you're a buyer, this obviously works in your favor. More than half of these large investor-owned properties are being marked down 3 to 4% below market value before you even start negotiating. That equates to about a $15,000 to $20,000 discount off a $500,000 home. These companies aren't emotionally attached to the house. They have roughly $3.1 billion in inventory nationwide, and they need to move product. That's a very different motivation than a homeowner who's owned for 20 years and raised their kids in there. So here's my take. If you've had thoughts of selling, I wouldn't wait. You got to get ahead while you have a quality advantage. Once that investor inventory starts hitting, you're competing against companies that will slash prices to close deals. And that's not a fight you want to be in. If you're a buyer, this might actually be the best window you've had in a long time. Stop waiting for rates to drop and start paying attention to what's available right now. Motivated sellers with price cuts and offering concessions is as close to a buyer's market advantage as we've seen in years. Either way, this window is real, and it won't be open forever. Hit me up. I'm happy to talk through what this means for your specific situation. I'm Chris Leeper with eXp Realty. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you later.